Hey guys, Joe Klinedinst here of JK Endurance Coaching. Finally made it to my stylist for a trim. So it is April 9th and I'm 79 days out from Ironman Coeur, and what's on tap for this weekend is my coach Andrew Yoder holds a annual camp every year, Yoder Camp, and I'm headed over for the Friday night session. So he's coaching is based out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and that's about a little less than an hour drive for me. So some of the athletes are local and they are just there in Lancaster. Other athletes travel in and stay with guests, like some of the other teammates. But for me, it works out pretty good. I can just kind of travel over for the sessions and then travel home. So Friday afternoon traffic is a little intense, but hopefully I'm going to get over there in time for tonight's session, which is a bike session. So tonight we're hitting it hard on the bike, and it's not a race. We're on TT bikes, and you have to keep just like Ironman rules as far as the 12-meter draft or that kind of stuff. But we are, it's kind of an all-out type of a thing, broken into time segments. So we're doing kind of like a build into the session, and then it's going to be like 5 on, 5 minutes off, 10 minutes on, 5 minutes off, 15 on, 5 off, and then 20, and then 5. So we'll see how the legs do. Friday afternoon is not my prime time to exercise. I tend to, a lot of times Fridays I have one session, just an AM session, and then something either easy in the afternoon or it's my off afternoon. So we'll see what's there. I did have kind of an easier week leading into this, since this weekend's where all the big work's going to be done. So we'll see if the legs come around and I can do a pretty decent session here. I'm Joe Klinedinst of JK Endurance Coaching, and this is my journey from knee surgery to Ironman in 115 days. All right, guys, so I'm just on my way cruising home. Coach Yoder broke us into groups of about 15. There were, I don't know, roughly 50 people maybe at the group session, at the camp session today. But so he broke us down into those groups, and our group was the last one to roll out. Just everyone kind of talking, catching up. A lot of people, we haven't seen each other for a good while. And then we got into that build to 85%, and one of the stronger riders kind of went off the front a little bit, and I kind of wanted to keep him in check because I knew he'd be someone to work good with for the the top end efforts. So I had to work probably, there were times I was putting in efforts above 85%, but then it would kind of calm down. A lot of rolling hills on the course. So I kind of kept him close, and then the 5, one week, then like I was saying before, the efforts were like 5 minutes on, 5 minutes off, 10 minutes on, and then coming back 15, and then a 20-minute effort. So first 5-minute effort is a little hard to get the legs rolling, but kind of settled in right around like 310 watts power. Now I didn't have my normalized power up, and I haven't been able to look at the workout. So if I had to guess, I'm guessing I was probably right in where I thought I might be, like that 320 to 330 range for normalized. But I know each of the sets I was coming in around 310, 311, for the just average power. So pretty close to what I thought I'd be able to do. The 5 minute, like I said, that was probably a rough one because it was kind of waking up the legs, and the fear or the thought of, oh my gosh, I'm gonna hold that for 15 and then 20 like later in the session seemed a little bit impossible. I thought maybe I overdid the first one. The 10-minute was probably my best one, and that one actually had a good bit of uphill, so it made it a little easier to hold the power. I don't know, again, I don't know the numbers, but just felt the best, felt the easiest. I felt the most controlled going through in the 10-minute rep. The 15-minute rep was tough because it started off with a good bit of downhill. We kind of did an out and back course, so all that uphill that I did in the 10-minute rep, I was going down a good bit of that. So it was really hard to kind of, the cadence was like max. I was out of gear and cadence was high. Yeah, held on pretty good for that one. And then the 20-minute rep, what made that hard, it had the most rolling hills and a couple stop signs, had to come to a complete stop. You know, so it's hard to really judge that one, but definitely was hurting. I would say with 5 minutes ago, I was pretty confident, oh, I'm really gonna crush this last 5 minutes. And then with like 3 minutes to go, Coach Yoder was on the side of the road, and that's kind of where he was parked. And, you know, he said to stay on it. And every time I glanced down at my power, I kept dropping down into like the 280s, 290s, and then I would spike it back up to like 340. So I definitely could feel the legs falling apart, you know, but pretty good session when you know, stop and think about the numbers compared to what I've been doing indoors. So if you take 5, 10, you know, 15, 30, plus that's 50 minutes. So I probably did a good 50 minutes, you know, of like threshold type of work around, again, maybe like 330 normalized. So it's a good session, especially outdoors, not being used to it. It was cold. I'm still kind of half shaken, like chilled to the bone right now. So good day one of camp. It's 8 o'clock now, and I'll be in the pool tomorrow morning at 7. So I have, you know, it's not a lot of turnaround time. So I need to find somewhere here to pull over, grab something for dinner, and then you know, get home. I got to repack. Like, luckily the bike's in the car ready to go, and just need to repack like bottles, get running gear packed up, you know, just the stuff I need for tomorrow. Good morning. It's Saturday, April 10th, about 5:50 in the morning, and I'm heading back over to Lancaster for day 2 of Yoder Performance Camp. Had a little bit of a struggle getting out of bed this morning. Usually I fire up pretty easily, but just getting to bed kind of late, you know, doing a hard session pretty late in the evening like that, and, you know, basically ate dinner around 8:30 at night, you know, so just winding down, getting myself to get into bed and get to sleep wasn't an easy task. So just kind of, you know, wasn't raring and ready to go when I first woke up, but, you know, wake up here on the drive over. I have about a little less than an hour drive to get to the pool where we're swimming this morning. So again, it's on day 2, we're looking at about an hour, a little less than an hour swim, group swim, and then have a little bit of downtime in between, grab, you know, maybe some breakfast, and then at 10 o'clock we're meeting and heading out for a long ride. It's around an 80-mile ride, just all kind of a basic effort with a runoff, 30-minute runoff. All right, swim is done for camp today. Pretty good session. It was like, what did we do? We did 24 100s to kind of start things off. They were broken up into like every third one hard, then every second one hard. Then we did 6 hard on 130 and then 6 hard on 125. So just swung into the Starbucks here, grabbed some breakfast. So I'm gonna eat that, recaffeinate up a little bit before the long ride. The sun does not look like it's gonna burn through. Hopefully it will. I was hoping for a nice, you know, day to be out in the sun all day on the bike, but it's definitely warmer than yesterday, so that's a good sign. But I don't know if we're gonna see any sun today. So have about an hour or so before I gotta be ready to go again. So just get something to eat, chill out a little bit, and then we'll head out on the bike. So update, GoPro died, so we're stuck with the phone the rest of the way. 2 hours into the ride, like 2 hours 15 minutes, 44 miles in. And that's the update. All right, we are, what are we, 53 miles in. It's like 25 to go. Got a nice crew here, about 6 or so of us, 6, 7, finishing it up. Back from the ride, feeling pretty good. The last like hour or so, like I checked in at one point and said there's like a group of 6, and then we got on some nice flat like TT roads, and I kind of got away from the group, so I was just holding like Ironman power. And it felt pretty good, so I didn't really want to ride solo in a group ride, but I also wanted to get a good feeling of running off the off of an Ironman type effort on the bike. So overall, it's probably something like 230, 240. Normalized. There's a lot of start and stopping and traffic. It felt good. That my new position and the new cranks just feel really dialed in. The new shoes, the whole combination. The no more of torn meniscus. Putting it all together, it just feels good. I'm real happy with how I feel riding. The only thing I got is the neck. Kind of the early season. Getting used to that feeling of turtling and such. All right, I gotta do a quick change where it's not like a speed transition here today. It's kind of swapping outfits for a run. 30 minutes. I'm gonna try to start nice and conservative, and if things are feeling good, and we kind of maybe build a little bit. The run is done. What I end up averaged 30 minutes, averaged 6:34 pace. So left thinking 650s and kind of then maybe a mile there, mile 640, mile 630, maybe like 620 something. So it was rolling pretty good. No problems with the knee or anything. There was one time, a little roller, where it was one of the first times I felt any pain. So talked, to coach, and like definitely not doing the group run tomorrow. So, but it, very happy with the weekend. Good ride. I didn't get to see normalized power or anything yet, but felt good and strong on the bike. Able to sit and aero most of the day, and then to be able to run off. That well, first run off the bike, feels good. Long way to go though to get to 26, so still a lot of work to be done, but progress is headed the right direction. Good morning. It's Sunday, April 11th, and as you can see, it's kind of a gloomy, dreary morning. Luckily, we kind of survived the rain the last 2 days, getting through Yoder's camp and on the bikes. And the crew is up doing their workout today over in Lancaster. But again, I'm not ready for an hour and a half with some like hard efforts, you know, so I'm just kind of doing my own thing for today. So my kind of remote Yoder camp today is going to be a 45-minute run. It's going to be 15 minutes easy, just kind of easing into it. I just finished doing my like strength and rehab program, and I feel a lot better. When I first got out of bed, I had some stiffness and soreness, almost felt like the day after a race. But I went ahead and, you know, went through and did that. I even did some rolling, and I actually feel pretty good. So those first 15 minutes, I'm really going to ease into it, and then kind of build over 15 minutes, and then just kind of finish with a steady 15 minutes. And then once I'm done with that, I'll jump on the bike for an hour and a half easy spin, just kind of finish off the week, and you know, just get ready to build into next week. So that's the game plan for today. The 45-minute run went good. I got the first 15 minutes easy. Things felt pretty good. The legs were a little heavy from yesterday, so I you know, just kind of eased into it. And then once I started getting the build going, everything started to feel really good. And then the last 15 minutes was kind of sitting around probably a little faster than I needed to. I was there's like 640s maybe, thinking of my Yoder teammates who were probably working real hard. Reflecting back on the weekend, the progress of my fitness and my knee recovery, I couldn't be happier. I talked to Coach a little bit yesterday, and he kind of feels the same way. I just, you know, super happy to be able to have strong ride Friday night, turn around and have a great swim. Felt good in the water on Saturday morning, good strong bike Saturday. Run off was good, and now to come back and come out this morning and have another good run, you know, no pain or issues with the knee, and the fitness feels good. So couldn't be happier. There's still some anxiety or, you know, nervousness about getting that run built back up to the full marathon and you know, being able to compete. Now, you know, when I first started this journey, my mindset was, you know, what's it going to take to be able to go do an Ironman, finish an Ironman. Now I'm starting to get hungry for, you know, racing this one. You know, I don't want to set too much pressure on myself. I'm not interested in a Kona spot or anything like that, you know, but right now some of these fitness indicators of where I'm at have me pretty excited about, you know, following up with the rest of my training and getting to the start, not just looking to finish, but, you know, maybe have a good day in Coeur d'Alene. So remember, my A race is Ironman Maryland, you know, so ultimately long term, I got to keep the patience, you know, with that in mind, that's the one I really want to, you know, have my A game on for this year. But, you know, with, you know, a little over 70 days to go till Coeur d'Alene, I still feel pretty good that I'm going to be fit enough to get out there and mix it up in my age group. So that'll wrap things up for the Yoder Camp weekend. We'll see you back here on the next episode.